Emma, when Jaya Radha Madhav goes on, please mute yourself. Huh?
Maybe she can mute everyone. That way it's easy.
Yeah,
Good.
I'll mute everyone then.
Yes,
Okay.
best.
You can start.
Okay. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Munatiravanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की
Hare Krishna and welcome to everyone. And someone is watching in YouTube also. Hare Krishna and
Hare
welcome
Krishna
to
and
YouTube.
welcome. So let's start with Mangalacharan. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo
Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम् नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं साजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासां ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। So today, fourth canto, third chapter. So interesting, fourth canto it is, the story of Daksha and Sati. So most of you, I think, know the story, but let's first start the sloka and then we'll go into the story. Sattvam
Tattvam
Visuddham
Visuddham
Vasudeva Sadbhitam
Vasudeva Sadvitam
Vasudeva Sabhitam
Vasudeva Sabditam
Sabdhitam
Sabdhitam
Vasudeva Sabdhitam
Vasudeva Sabdhitam
Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Sabdhitam
Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Sabdhitam
Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Sabdhitam
Satyam Vishuddham
No, Sattvam Sattvam Visuddham
Sattvam Vishuddham
Vasudeva Sabdhitam
Vasudeva Sadhutam.
If you learn just this one line, the entire purport is enough. Mottam meaning vachinatte. Ee okka line. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Sabdhitam
Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva.
Maybe everybody can give others also chance to tell. Like I got it. Somebody else wants to try, you can try.
Okay, those who have difficulty, only that
Yeah.
person say right now.
Yeah.
Repeat.
May I repeat,
Sattvam
sir?
Vishuddham
Sattvam Vishuddham
Vasudeva Sabdhitam
Vasudeva Vasudhitam
Sabdhitam
Shabdhitam
Sabdhitam. Yeah.
Shabditam.
Shabdhitam. Break it there. Shabdhitam.
Shabditam.
Ah,
Tam.
correct.
Shabditam.
Shabdhitam. Correct.
Shabditam.
Okay. Now you say again together. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Sabdhitam.
Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Vasudhitam.
Better.
एक बार और सत्वम विशुद्धम
Repeat.
सत्वम विशुद्धम वसुदेव शब्दितम
Shabdhitam.
शब्दितम
You see which language is easy for you, English or Hindi? You see
I am
there
reading
that
in
letter.
Hindi.
Okay, in that letter you see, you break it there where it says BDI. Tam, you make it separate.
Okay.
Sabdhitam.
Vasudev
Sabdhi,
Shabditam
tam. Sabdhitam.
Shabditam
Ah,
Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudev Shabditam.
perfect. You got it. Now say again one more time. Easy.
Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudev Vashid. One more time. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudev Shabditam.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Yad iyate
Yad iyate
Yate
tatra
tatra
man
puman
apavritaha.
apavrita
Yad iyate tatra puman apavritaha.
Yad iyate tatra puman apavritaha
Sattve
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 cha
cha
tasmin
tasmin
bhagavan
Bhagavan
Vasudevo.
Vasudevo
Sattve cha tasmin bhagavan Vasudevo.
Sattve cha tasmin Bhagavan Vasudevo
Ki
Hi
adhokshajo
Adhokshajo
me
Me
namasa
Namasa
vidhiyate.
Vidhiyate
Ki adhokshajo me namasa vidhiyate.
Hi Adhokshajo Me Namasa Vidhiyate
Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Sabdhitam.
Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Sabdhitam
Yad iyate tatra puman apavritaha.
Yad iyate tatra puman apavritaha
Sattve cha tasmin bhagavan Vasudevo.
Sattve cha tasmin
Bhagavan
Vasudevo
Vasudevo.
Ki adhokshajo me namasa vidhiyate.
Hi Adhokshajo Me Namasa Vidhiyate
Namasa Vidhiyate.
One more time. Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Sabdhitam.
Tattvam Vishuddham
Vishuddham
Vasudeva
Sabdhitam.
Yad iyate tatra puman apavritaha.
Yad iyate tatra puman apavrita
Tattve cha tasmin bhagavan Vasudevo.
Bhagavan Vasudevo.
I adokshajo me namasa vidiyate.
I adokshajo me
Sosto me
namasa
namasa
vidiyate.
vidiyate.
Very good. Telugu translation chauta.
చదివిదా
Chadu.
విశుద్ధ సత్వ గుణస్థితి అందు నేను సదా వాసుదేవునికి వందనములు అర్పించుచుండును. భక్తి భావనమే విశుద్ధ సత్వ గుణస్థితి. దాని అందే దేవదేవుడకు వాసుదేవుడు నిరావరణముగా వెల్లడి కాగలడు.
Very nice. So Hindi.
హరే
Hare Krishna.
मैं पढ़ूं अभी जी?
हाँ पढ़िए.
मैं शुद्ध कृष्ण चेतना में भगवान वासुदेव को सदैव नमस्कार करता रहता हूँ. कृष्ण भगवान नामृत ही सदैव शुद्ध चेतना है, जिसमें वासुदेव नाम से अभिहित श्री भगवान का बिना किसी प्रकार का दुराव का अनुभव होता है. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna. English.
I'll say, I'm always engaged in offering obeisances to Lord Vasudeva in pure Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is always pure consciousness in which the Supreme Personality of Godhead, known as Vasudeva, is revealed without any covering. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So this is a very powerful sloka. Interestingly, yesterday also we covered in the 17th chapter, and Prabhupada in the purport was quoting this very sloka. I don't know if you all recollect, but I was talking about how we should go beyond the three modes of material nature, and that worship of Krishna is situated in Vishuddha Sattva. You all remember that? Interestingly, today we have the same sloka. So, the background of this sloka is that this sloka, actually it is a conversation between Maitreya and Vidura only going on. But now, the conversation Maitreya has taken to the Daksha Yajna. Dakshayini is the daughter of Daksha. Daksha has 9 daughters, and of which one is Sati. So there is one instance where when Daksha is actually son of Brahma. Shiva is also son of Brahma because he came from the forehead of Brahma, Shiva. So, but Shiva, everybody worships him as the Supreme Lord. And Daksha is little envious that he is actually like a son-in-law, but he is getting more respect than Daksha. So Daksha maintained this a little bit of jealousy against Lord Shiva, and he always was waiting for an opportunity to get back at Shiva. So one day, when there was a meditation, when there's a lot of yajna going on, there are a lot of demigods, everybody were present, and Shiva was also present. So Shiva was present, but when Daksha came, everybody paid respects to Daksha. But Shiva did not even open his eyes, nor did he even acknowledge, nor did he give any respects. First of all, he does not have to, because he is in a higher position spiritually than anybody, all the demigods, everybody. So Daksha took that as an offense from Lord Shiva. So later, when Daksha decided to create a yajna, Daksha yajna, in that he invited everybody except Lord Shiva. So Shiva, being Asutosha, he's self-realized, he's completely on the platform, highest platform. He did not take any offense. But his wife Sati, she felt very bad because the whole assembly of all the devatas, everybody were going in aeroplanes, dressed very nicely for the function, nice, beautiful, best of whatever they can. But Sati was not invited, and it is her mother's house. So sometimes we also feel, right? Somebody very close in our house, they are having a function, but they did not invite us. How bad you'll feel. Oh my God, it's my mother's house. How I cannot go? They did not call me. My brothers only. They did not call me. My sisters, they did not call me. You feel hurt. Like that, Sati was also feeling hurt. But Lord Shiva advised her, don't go. Your father doesn't like me. For the very fact that you married me, he doesn't like you also. So in fact, if you go there, the consequence will be very bad. So he was advising. And he gives the background why Daksha got angry. And why did Lord Shiva in the first place did not pay respects to Daksha. So this is the verse. He is telling the reason I did not pay any respects to Daksha is very simple. Because in my heart, I am actually meditating on Vasudeva. I am meditating on Vasudeva, for he is Vishuddha Sabditam. Sattvam Vishuddham. Vasudeva Sabditam. Sabditam means he is addressed as Vishuddha Sattva. So that Vishuddha Sattva Vasudeva ke upar in my heart, I am constantly remembering him. Because I am remembering him, because I am in deep meditation on Vasudeva, there was no reason for me to pay respects to anybody else. That was the reason I did not get up at that time. First of all, I did not even recognize he came. So this is the position what Lord Shiva is advising to all of us. If we also meditate on Vasudeva Krishna, we will become beyond the modes of material nature. So it doesn't matter. All the other things are secondary. It doesn't even matter. So now the question comes, why is it that we don't feel anything? We don't feel spiritual. When we touch Vasudeva Krishna through his holy name, we should also feel like that. We should be Vasudeva Sadvitam. We should be beyond Vishuddha Sattva. Sattva Guna ke Atit, Vishuddha Sattva. Why are we not feeling it? So the purport Prabhupada explains, just like this body is growing around the soul like a glove, like a covering. So this body is material in nature, and we are always thinking, oh, that's another important point. And Shiva says, everybody pays respects to each other, right? We also say in our entire culture, we say namaste. So when we say namaste or we pay respects to anybody, who are you paying respect to? Anybody can tell?
समझ में आया प्रश्न? प्रभु पूछ रहे हैं कि जब हम नमस्ते करते हैं तो हम नमस्ते किसको कर रहे हैं? हम रेगुलरली हम नमस्ते करते हैं ना एक दूसरे को, तो वो हम किसको कर रहे हैं नमस्ते?
To the other person,
To the other person.
rather the soul of the other person. It
माता
is to
जी,
the
जब
soul of the other person.
सामने वाले पर्सन को नमस्ते करते हैं तो विद सोल या विद बॉडी जिस जो भी पर्सन होता है उसको रिस्पेक्ट दे रहे होते हैं. अभी आजकल तो हम लोग हरे कृष्णा बोलने लगे हैं.
हाँ.
ठीक है, हरे कृष्णा बोले भाई.
हाँ, जनरली हरे कृष्णा
Yes.
बोलते हैं.
Very good.
Yes,
Very
very
good.
good.
तो पर विद फोल्डेड हैंड्स जो करते हैं वो तो सामने वाले को ही ऑनर करते हैं ना. अब ये
हाँ.
मान लें कि वो भी भगवान का अंश है तो फिर हम भगवान को ही दे रहे हैं रिस्पेक्ट. क्योंकि
Correct.
थोड़ा अंश सब में है भगवान का। तो इन अ वे
So,
ये भी आंसर हो सकता है कि हम जो सामने है उसके में जो भगवान का अंश है हम उनको नमस्ते कर रहे हैं।
करेक्ट, यही
correct.
सही है।
So we all generally think, general conception is we are thinking, we are paying respects to the person. And the person who's receiving also, he's thinking he should pay respect to me. But no, that's what Shiva is clarifying. That is not how it is done. It is paid respects. We are doing namaste to the Paramatma inside you, not to the person. So Daksha made this very mistake. He thought they all have to pay respect to me. But here Lord Shiva is clarifying, we are not supposed to pay respect to any individual person. We are supposed to pay respect to the soul, Paramatma inside everyone. And this is the mistake Daksha did. That is why he mistook that I did not pay respect to him. Because I'm not supposed to pay respect to him, I'm supposed to pay respect to Vasudeva, which I was already doing. In fact, the word Shiva means all auspicious, all auspicious. In fact, Daksha became so mad and he told, what is this Shiva Shiva karke you are going around? The only name only you have Shiva, but everything else is Ashiva. Means you are living in a crematory, in a graveyard, and you are putting that ashes from the dead bodies, and you are wearing these goblins. What kind of, you don't even take bath. You are all the time around people around you are ghosts and goblins only. What kind of pure you are? You are impure. You are not Shiva. Like this, he actually rebukes Lord Shiva. Shiva doesn't say anything. First of all, he is father-in-law. And anyway, Shiva is not on any bodily platform. So Shiva does not say anything. And then he advises Sati also, you also don't go. But then because of her maternal affection, she says, no, my father's house only, I can go, no problem. But then we all know later it becomes a big insult. Then he insults more in front of Sati. When she goes there, he insults even more. And she could not take it. So she actually creates a yogic fire and she burns herself, Sati. And then later, of course, she is born again for Parvata Muni. So Parvatas, so that's why she's called Parvati. So again, then after that, she has the two children, Ganesha and Kartikeya. So the story goes like that. But then the most important part here is the Lord Shiva's advice on how we should be meditating on Vasudeva. And he tells exactly the highest form of worship, Aradhanam Param, Vishnu Aradhanam. Who is saying this? Shiva is saying this. Tasmat Parataram Devi, but O Parvati, you don't have to worry that you are not worshipping Vishnu, you are worshipping me. Tadiyanam Samarchanam, because worshipping a devotee of Krishna is higher than worshipping Krishna. So yesterday, there was a discussion, there was not much time, that Mataji was asking. So by the end of the day, we all can finish all our activities and we can say Krishna Arpanam. Right? So I did not complete that answer actually. We actually, even better than offering everything to Krishna, it is better to offer to a pure devotee. All our activities, we try to please the pure devotee of Krishna. All our activities, we try to please a devotee of Krishna. That pleases Krishna more. We may or may not be able to please Krishna. But if you can please a pure devotee of Krishna, that is when you actually can please Krishna. So here also, if you want to really touch Krishna, if you really want to touch Krishna, the only reason you chant Hare Krishna is because the Guru has ordered you. Because on the Guru's instruction, I am chanting Hare Krishna. This is my Sharanagati. I am surrendering to Krishna. And how do you show your surrender to Krishna? I am ready to do anything to please Krishna. So this Guru told me, I am ready to wake up. I am ready to do whatever it takes for me to chant and touch Krishna's holy names. To please Guru, if you do that, why are you doing prachar to others? Because it pleases the Guru. This is Guru Agnya, like Guru Dakshina. How you do Guru Dakshina? Okay, you received something, you do Guru Dakshina. Like that, you actually offer your services in spreading the holy names to others for the purpose of pleasing Guru. If you do everything, all your activities, then it is easy to please Krishna. So in that way, you can become free from the three modes of material nature and you can be established in Vasudeva Sabditam. Vasudeva Sabditam. This Vasudeva Sabditam is, what is it? Is Sattvam Vishuddham. Is beyond the three modes of material nature. And that is what Sagunan Samatityetan Brahma Bhuhyaya Kalpate. Then you will be established in Brahma Bhuta. Right now, our happiness, how is it coming? Only by pleasing our senses. But that is very superficial because it's very temporary. You cannot please your senses continuously. Continuously, you cannot do any work just because it is giving you happiness. You cannot watch a movie just because it is nice. You cannot watch for 20 hours. It'll give you headache. Just because it is cold and nice in the AC room, you cannot sit there 24 hours. And there'll be some other problem. Anything in this world, just because it is ice cream is giving you happiness, you cannot keep on eating for 10 hours. It is not possible. It is temporary in nature. All the happiness in this world that you derive is temporary in nature. It cannot give you. This is giving only because of sparsha. All the happiness that we experience in this world is only by contact with material object, which is temporary. And that will go away. But there is another type of happiness. That type of happiness we are not experienced. So that experience we should get quickly. And that gives you Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. That type of happiness is independent of material objects. It's not dependent on any material condition. And that today it is blocked for us. Just like you cannot lick a honey bottle and feel the honey. Why? What is stopping? The lid is stopping. Unless you know how to open the lid, put your spoon of finger inside the honey and then lick it, only then you will know. So like that, these bodily senses are stopping us from touching this Brahman, Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate, this Vishuddha Sattvam. We are not able to touch it because of our thickness of material covering. All this material covering is called impurities of the senses. So when the senses are pure, Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Sevon Muke Hijivhado Swayam Eva Spurati Adaha. Right now, Adhokshaja, there is another very important word that is used here. Krishna's name is Adhokshaja. See this word, Adhokshaja. Adhokshaja means one who cannot be perceived by our material senses. He is beyond the material senses. He is Krishna, Adhokshaja. And how do you get him? Sevon mukehi jivhadau swayam eva spurati adaha. When you learn how to do seva with your starting with your tongue, then swayam eva spurati adaha. Swayam eva. he will himself decide to reveal himself to you. Only then you can see him. Otherwise, there is no way of seeing Krishna. There is no mechanical process. You cannot make a formula. I have done all these activities 24 hours. I did all this Navavida Bhakti. I made my calculation. Now Krishna I should be able to get. No. No guarantee. Krishna is a person. Krishna has to be pleased. Krishna has to decide, I will come to you. Only then you can see Krishna. Until then, you have to act in such a way that maybe Krishna is pleased. Oh, who is this guy? He's not asking me anything. Krishna has to drop his flute and say, everybody who is coming here are asking me something. This guy is not asking anything. What does he want? So, in that way, you have to approach Krishna. Ananya Bhakti, Ananya Chintaha, without any expectation. Tatatam Kirtayanto Mam. All these instructions are there. Undivided attention, unmotivated, uninterrupted. This kind of bhakti. With this kind of bhakti, you approach Krishna. How? By serving Guru. Then Krishna decides to reveal himself to you. And how does that happen? Sevon mukehi jivhado. It begins with your tongue. Tongue does two things. You chant, you vibrate the names of Krishna, you glorify Krishna. You don't do any gossip. Atyahara prayasa, prajalpa niyamagraha. You don't do all these four things. Just like when we want to eat, you like to eat more. Because you eat more, because that's what the tongue is pushing. You want to eat more, then you want to sleep more. So these two things are connected. So when you eat little less, then you can control your sleep also. You will be little awake. Otherwise, you'll always be sleepy. Even if you wake up in the morning, you'll be sleepy. Why? Because you ate more than needed. You eat less than what needed, then you can control your sleep. That is the first tip for tongue, urges of the tongue. But of course, whatever you eat only prasadam. But moment you eat non-prasadam, then again Rajoguna will kick in. Moment Rajoguna kicks in, what happens? It will tell you, I want this, I want that, I am the doer, everything should be around me. That Rajoguna kicks in, then it disturbs your chanting. You cannot chant. Peacefully you cannot chant. You can chant, but you cannot touch Vasudeva Sadvitam. You cannot hear the name of Krishna. That is a glove. It is like wearing a glove and touching. You cannot feel anything. That is the coverings we have. That's when you cannot experience the Brahma Bhuta. Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate, that Brahma Saukyam, Hi Anantam. That Ananta Brahma Saukyam you cannot experience if Rajoguna kicks in. If Rajoguna kicks in little more than needed, then Tamoguna follows it. Then when you are tired, what happens when Rajoguna is there too much? You work very hard. When you work very hard, then what happens when you rest? You can't wake up. Automatically Tamoguna will take over. So they're all like a cyclic thing. So to come to Sattva-guna, to remain in Sattva-guna, then only you can actually go to the next level, higher level, which is called Vishuddha Sattvam. And Vishuddha Sattvam you can get by pure chanting. By pure chanting meaning no offenses, no inattentiveness while chanting, no drowsiness, nothing. All that will come only if you do all the other things, which is Sevon mukehi jivhadau swayam eva spurati adaha. For this should be our main project in our life. If we keep this as our project, then we will get it. It's not difficult. But it is association. Everything. All the other 9 things. So I can stop here. Any questions I can take? or any discussion?
So why did Sati have to, invoke the fire? There is a reason, right? Because when somebody is talking against, then, if you cannot answer, then either you should be able to. There are four things, right?
There are
Can you
three
explain
things.
that?
There are three
Yeah,
things
yeah.
you're supposed to do. So
Yeah.
Sati, she tells, when you hear a pure devotee of the Lord is offended, somebody is insulting a pure devotee of the Lord, you have to cut their tongue. Meaning not literally. To cut the tongue means you, by argument, you have to stop them. And if you cannot do that, you have to leave the place. And if you cannot leave the place, you better die yourself. So, because Shiva is a pure devotee and Daksha is continuously committing offenses, then, she decided, because I heard enough bad things, I have to purify myself. So she decided to burn herself and purify herself.
రాజు
Yeah.
ఇక్కడ ఈ శ్లోకంలో వసుదేవ శబ్దితం అంటే కంటిన్యూస్ గా చాంటింగ్ అనా?
Chanting is one way for us, but when you are completely pure, chanting valna, then chanting is like a zip file. Zip file idea on that? You download one zip file, then migita anni files andulo untai. That means the activity of the Lord, the leela of the Lord, the dham of the Lord, the devotees of the Lord, anni, whatever is connected to Krishna, everything is downloaded. Just like a TV. First time when you bought a TV, you have to do tuning. So moment you catch the channel, then what happens? So many things in the channel will download into your TV.
Okay.
Like that, moment you can catch Krishna purely, one time, if you can say Krishna very purely, then all the activities of Leela of Krishna, everything will be downloaded in your heart. 24 hours you are only seeing Krishna, Krishna's Leela, Krishna devotees, Krishna, whatever he is doing, everything Krishna, Krishna, Krishna you will see.
Okay. అసలు లిటరరీ మీనింగ్ ఆఫ్ ద వర్డ్ వసుదేవ శబ్దితం అంటే
the sound. Vasudeva sabdha, basically it is sabdha. The sound of Vasudeva.
Okay.
The sound Vasudeva, and it is non-different from him, ani danardam.
Okay.
So when you say Hare Krishna, it is non-different from Krishna. You are directly touching Krishna.
Okay.
That is the actual and literal meaning of that.
Okay. The word
the sound Vasudeva itself is Visuddha Sattvam. It is not belonging to this world. That's what it means. Anything in this world is of three categories: Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna, correct? But this sound of Krishna does not belong to these three categories. It is beyond the three categories. That is why it is called Vishuddha Sattvam.
Vishuddha Sattvam. Okay. Okay.
So why are we chanting Hare Krishna? Because it does not belong to this material world.
Okay. Just I want to know the word to word meaning.
Correct. Word to word meaning is that.
Okay. Yadiyate tatra pumana pavrutaha ante.
Okay. I can take you to the word to word meaning.
Actually, wait, I will.
Okay, you can share it.
I can share. You can close that. I already took it out because she said she wanted. So I was trying to do that. I think it is there. I'm trying to see it's the correct one, right?
Okay, anyway,
No.
No, it's there. You can
very
see.
Important. It's very nice.
You can see.
Consciousness, pure Vasudeva, known as, because is revealed there. I'm always engaged.
Yad means because Iyate is revealed, Tatra there, Uman, the Supreme Person, apavritaha, without any covering.
Okay.
Sattve, in consciousness, cha, and tasmin, in that, Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva, he, because adhokshaja, transcendental, may, by me, namasa, with obeisances, vidhiyate, worshipped. This Lord Shiva is telling. ఇలాగ నేను కంటిన్యూస్ గా ఐఎమ్ కాన్స్టెంట్లీ వర్షిపింగ్ ద సుప్రీం లార్డ్.
ఓకే,
దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ శివ ఇస్ సేయింగ్. ఇలాంటి పొజిషన్ లో ఉన్నప్పుడు దక్షుడు వచ్చాడు.
ఓకే,
దక్షుడు వచ్చాడు, అందుకే హీ టుక్ ఒఫెన్స్ దట్ ఐ డిడ్ నాట్ పే రెస్పెక్ట్స్ టు హిమ్, బట్ ఐ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ టు బికాస్ ఐఎమ్ ఆల్రెడీ డూయింగ్ ఇట్.
ఓకే,
దట్స్ వాట్ ఈస్ క్లారిఫైయింగ్.
Okay.
సో that is why this verse is so important. Manandaram kuda will be in the same kind of situation just by touching Krishna's name.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I think any other questions anyone has?
Mataji, there is no question, but we visited Daksh Mandir a number of times. It is here only in Hardwar.
Oh, very nice.
The Kund is also there where she had performed Sati. Sati
Oh.
matlab,
Right.
Yeah.
lot of pilgrims and visitors come there.
Oh.
I went there last month also.
Oh.
And these days it will not be possible because Sawan month is there. So it is always very crowded, very, very crowded.
Okay.
But is there any further evidence for in ISKCON? Because the priests tell you कि यहाँ पे वो बर्न हुई थी, फिर शिव जी आए थे, उन्होंने तांडव किया, फिर उसके बाद सती के 12 पार्ट्स उनके अलग अलग जले गिरे थे, जिनके जहाँ पे ज्योतिर्लिंग है. तो इस चीज का ISKCON में है क्या कोई?
Whatever we say, it is all in the Bhagavatam. Whatever Bhagavatam says, that's our source.
तो अगर भागवतम
Bhagavatam
में
gives a
है,
lot of information though.
जो भी भागवतम है ना उसमें है ना वही हम कोट कर सकते हैं, क्योंकि प्रभुपाद ने जो कहा है और जो भागवतम कहता है उसे ही हम कोट करते हैं. हम ये नहीं कहते कि भाई बाकी वो लोग जो बोलते हैं वो गलत है या कुछ. वी कैन नॉट कॉमेंट ऑन दैट. दैट्स ऑल. राइट? इज दैट करेक्ट?
But that Kund is there and Daksh Mandir is here only in Haridwar.
Okay.
So when Prabhu was telling
Yes.
about Daksh and the way she came here to attend the function and then
Yes.
she was humiliated and all, that story is
Yes.
there and it is all on the walls also
Oh.
Right.
in the form of painting.
And this is
And
actually
later when Shiva comes, he becomes angry and he will cut Daksha's head.
not.
Then he performed
Yeah.
that Tandav.
Yes.
Yeah.
All paintings on the walls are there.
Yeah, and
And
then
then
Daksha
later
gets,
to revive him again, he puts a goat's head.
you know that. Huh. Why does he actually, who tells him that Daksha should be revived again?
I think I don't
The
remember.
Devi Devatas, maybe.
No, I think Brahma is there. I think Brahma
Okay.
tells him to.
Okay.
All the
But
devatas
somebody,
are
because
present. All the devatas are present.
Sati is already not there.
In fact, the yajna that Daksha is doing is improper because any Vedic yajnas, when they are performed, all the devatas should be the recipient of the yajna phala. But then he did not invite Lord Shiva only. Shiva is the most important demigod. So here Prabhupada explains how, or Bhagavad Dharma explains, even if you miss out one Devi Devata from a yajna, your yajna is incomplete.
Incomplete, yes.
So, but when you worship Vishnu, then you don't have this problem. Because you are not displeasing any Devi Devata. All the Devi Devatas are included inside that when you worship Vishnu. So you never go wrong. But whereas you worshipping one particular Devata, then other Devatas can be missed out. And 33 crore devatas, how can you make justice? You cannot. In fact, that system is called Upasana Kanda. We are not following Upasana Kanda, and Upasana Kanda was present in other previous ages, in Dwapar Yuga, in Treta Yuga, and Satya Yuga. In Kali Yuga, you cannot follow Upasana Kanda. You cannot do Upasana. Upasana is basically for all the devatas, you have to perform and satisfy the particular devata. For everything from childhood onwards, you have to offer certain prayers to those devatas, and then those gifts you will get. When you want to get married, when you want to get a job, when you want to do all this, there are recommendations. Bhagavatam also tells you all those things. But in the end, it will tell what is the use of doing all that. Akama, sarvakama, mokshakama udharadi, tivrena bhakti yogena. Just worship Vishnu, then all your desires will be satisfied. There is no need to worship any devata.
So our basically whatever we talk is from Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam or Chaitanya Charitamrita. These are the three main granthas which we are quoting and which we talk about from, because they are talking about pure devotional service. All others are mixed devotional service. Like you're doing, like Prabhu always explains, karma yoga, Jnana Yoga. Your goal is not completed. You have not finished the study. So bhakti is, it is involving, it has everything in it, and it's shuddha. So shuddha way mein how you should perform that, we are okay. We are not doing in the correct way. Shuddha we are not doing, but we are trying to be in that shuddha bhakti.
Go to that place.
We are going to that place. And we don't want to get engrossed in doing these karma kanda activities, because we don't want to,
get stuck in this world.
Get stuck in this material world. So like yesterday they were saying, no, that when we chant Hare Krishna, why Krishna is giving, the punya also. But that is part of it, So you do get punya from chanting Hare Krishna, but our goal is not that. Our goal is we want pure bhakti. That is our goal. So nobody has any other questions? Anju, you want to say something? Maybe we can stop the class here then. We can chant 3 times Hare Krishna and then we can stop the class.